Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again, and welcome to The Roads with Belle. Today, we're going to talk about the roads to emergencies with little ones. This is a video I've been meaning to do for a while because so many of you have asked for it. But it's taken on a new urgency now that Trump has started unwinding FEMA. That may mean there's a little bit more of a lag before a return to normal after an emergency. If the video explaining his newest move hasn't gone out on the main channel yet, it'll go out today. There's been a lot of news, so stuff is getting moved around on the schedule. Okay, so as a lot of you know, after Hurricane Michael, the team did a lot of relief efforts. And for a lot of the time, I was dealing with the kids. When you're dealing with little ones without electricity for an extended period, it's good to have some things to keep them occupied and active so they forget about the lack of power or AC. Kids today aren't us. They weren't told to go outside and play and not come back until the streetlight comes on. When faced with confronting downtime without their tablets, many begin to have the same level of anxiety that adults have when they don't have their phones. Depending on the situation, even if you have charged backup batteries, the situation might dictate that they aren't used charging tablets. A little bag of activities goes a long way to keeping them happy and preserving your sanity. If you have more than one kiddo, it's probably best to have separate bags for each kid. Just like most things with emergencies, you're probably going to say, I already have a lot of this. But can you find it right now? And more importantly, if you have to change locations and go to a friend's house or shelter, is it ready to go? We're going to go through some items I found incredibly useful. But every child is different, so don't use this as a shopping list, but more of a source of inspiration. We're also going to include some items that are fun, but also help the overall situation. We'll focus on doing this as low or no cost as possible. Your best friend here are stores like Dollar Tree. So, first, things that are helpful to the overall situation. Glow stick bracelets or necklaces. You can get multi-packs of these from places like Dollar Tree. It's also something they like, and it also makes it easier to keep an eye on them in the dark. Same thing with inexpensive flashlights for flashlight tag. Sometimes you're going to need a moment. Things to give you a break. Coloring books and crayons, jigsaw puzzles, playing cards, board games, building sets like Lego. Lego is expensive, but there are generic block sets that can be picked up at the Dollar Tree. They also have these little metal sets that get put together with an included wrench. They get to build them and then play with them. Play-Doh is good. Watercolor sets were a hit. Oh, and there were these wood crafts that they absolutely loved building. I honestly have no idea where they came from. Schools aren't open, their friends can't come over, but they still have energy levels we would need 5 pots of coffee to achieve. Having an outlet for that energy is important. Things to help them burn off some energy. Balloons. Even though you don't see it as much anymore, hitting the balloon into the air and not letting it touch the ground is still an activity kids love. Frisbees. These tend to be better than balls because a ball takes up way more space in the bag and they double as a plate for snacks. Location change items. Since the bag is being made, it might be a good idea to throw in some travel size hygiene items, especially if your kid is picky or has an allergy. I also put some of those little compressed towels that expand in water in ours. Other items. The whiteboard collection and the accompanying stack of dry erase markers was a lifesaver. Improvised Pictionary and all kinds of drawing games. Even if you don't have a whiteboard, it might work on a different surface in your house. Hours were spent playing tic-tac-toe. Playing cards. It can pass the time at night with low light. Having a storybook helps at bedtime too. So, I just gave you a list of things that all cost money, right? If you're on a budget, a whole lot of these things come in kids' meals or are promos at events. The Frisbee they used came from the museum. Once the novelty of the item wears off and it gets left somewhere, toss it in the bag. The key thing here is keeping them active and occupied. It doesn't matter what kind of emergency you're dealing with. It's going to be a lot for them to deal with. You can alter their perception by making it more fun and keeping them busy so they aren't really thinking about what's around them as much. Getting ready for this video, I actually asked them what they remember about it, and the answers were generally positive. They seemed to actually remember it fondly as a period where they stayed up late and played a lot of games. Oh, and pro tip, if you're without electricity and AC, it's cooler at night, so letting them sleep through the hotter parts of the day worked really well. In a lot of the conversations about survival, the focus is the bare minimum related to the base of Maslow's pyramid. When it comes to kids, a little bit of planning and preparedness can not only help with the part about surviving, but also keep them thriving. So, there you go. A little more information, a little more context, and having the right information will make all the difference. Y'all have a good day.